Right, so it's the middle of July and it's actually happened to be sunny today in Ireland for some random reason. So I decided to go out for a lovely round of golf, and I decided as well, do you know what? It's not that sunny. I get away with it. I don't need any sun cream. I was very wrong about that. Welcome back to The Verdict. Hello guys, how are you getting on? My name is Aaron Kelly and you're very welcome back to another episode of The Verdict, this brand new channel. This is episode 3 on this brand new channel. We're absolutely flying through them. Before we get into anything, if you wouldn't mind subscribing to the channel, it'd mean an awful amount to me. We need 50 subscribers in order to start streaming on this channel, and that is something I'd really like to do. If you haven't already, hit the big red button down below. Now would be a really good time to do so. Anyway, on to this match week of the League of Ireland, and I asked you guys last week if you'd like me to start talking and covering the First Division fixtures, and it was a resounding yes. So we're going to talk about the First Division as well. But we're going to start off in the Premier Division, and the story of this weekend being Derry City's big win over Waterford. It was a 7-2 victory at the Ryan McBride Brandywell, and I've been saying in the last couple of weeks how Derry are really starting to come good in this League of Ireland season. They started off quite slow when the likes of, say, Drogheda and Pats had kind of started off the season better, and now with 2 games in hand on Shamrock Rovers, they sit 9 points, I think it is, off them in the table. So win those 2 games in hand and they're back in within a shout of the title. And for the sake of the league and for the sake of the title race, I really like to see Derry do that. But they were absolutely outstanding against Waterford at the weekend. A Liam Boyce hat-trick, Michael Duffy absolutely balling out as well. Porrick Ammon got the 2 goals for Waterford, but my goodness, Derry were absolutely running rampant in this game. Some really good goals scored. That goal by Diallo in the first half, an absolutely ridiculous strike, and it always looks better when it goes in off the underside of the bar as well, doesn't it? Porrick Ammon did get both of the Waterford goals, and the second one in particular was a really nice finish from the Waterford striker. And as we see Derry potentially pushing Shamrock Rovers for the title up the top end of the table, up the bottom end of the table now, it's looking rather interesting. Cork look finished, unfortunately. However, that result for Waterford, the defeat for Waterford, matched with the fact that Sligo managed to get a 2-2 draw out of Shamrock Rovers at the showgrounds, now means that that gap has closed up even tighter once again between Sligo and Waterford. I think a lot of us thought it was pretty much a formality that it was going to be Cork and Sligo battling it out for that final kind of playoff place, I suppose, whoever's going to play the playoff winner of the First Division. And I wouldn't mind, Sligo were actually 2-0 up in this game against Shamrock Rovers as well at the showgrounds. Hakiki got the 2 goals in the first half, and when Cleary does get that goal before half time, you're thinking, right, Rovers might be able to turn the game on its head. Honohan did equalise just after the hour mark, and it was really looking ropey for Sligo at that point, but they held out, and in fairness, 25 minutes to hold out. The league leaders, with the momentum at their back that they have of being at the top of the league anyway, but the momentum of coming back from 2 goals down would have been tough to defend against. And so, to be fair to Sligo, they absolutely stood firm and they got a really good point against Shamrock Rovers at home. Elsewhere, Joey O'Brien has his first win as Shelburne boss, as permanent Shelburne boss that is. They picked up a 3-1 victory against Cork City. There was 2 goals inside the first 6 minutes. Harry Wood and Mipo Adebeko got them. Kit Nelson did pull one back before half time, and there was a decision now in the second half, which I have to say is absolutely shocking. And I'm not going to be one of these people who calls for VAR in the League of Ireland, because I watch the Premier League, I watch Chelsea every fucking week, and I can tell you for one thing, I do not want VAR in the League of Ireland. However, a decision like this, for the red card for Charlie Lyons for his tackle, and it was a 50-50 challenge, but I believe he gets all of the ball, to be honest with you. I've seen it from many angles. That back angle was definitely the best one, and the referee, he really took his time. I think Robert Harvey was the ref that in that game. He really took his time, and the Tolka Park faithful were absolutely roaring, screaming, booing, whistling, looking for the card to be shown to Charlie Lyons. And I really did think there was a degree of Robert Harvey was influenced by the home crowd, because he really took his time on it, and I think he might have been looking back on that decision himself, looking back in the highlights, thinking, I've made an error there, because it was never a red card, and it was one of those that changed the game so drastically, because Cork were kind of starting to come back into it, showing a little bit of momentum, and then of course they get that insurance goal through JJ Lunny. But a big win for Shells, but it could be proved to be a really important decision. Cork were well back in that game, and I do think he was influenced by the crowd ever so slightly. Elsewhere, Drogheda had it back to winning ways. They beat Galway at United Park, and it was a goal on his first start for the 19-year-old Fuhad Karim. That was the difference between the sides there. And Virgin Media, by the way, they really need to start choosing their games that they play on a Friday a little bit better, because Pats and Bowls was the feature on Friday night, and once again, for the second or third week in a row, it was a 0-0 draw. We move on to the First Division then. Obviously, Dundalk with that big win over Kerry. They followed up that with a couple of signings at the start of this summer transfer window as well, and I'd be shocked if anyone does catch Dundalk in the First Division. I think it looks very likely now that they're going to return to the Premier Division. Now, the first time of asking via automatic promotion, but Cove Ramblers are going to be in and around it. They continue to put the pressure on. They beat Athlone Town in what was a big week for Athlone. Now they have new owners, and it was definitely something that was necessary, and we felt like it was coming for a long time. And it'd be interesting to see, now that we are in our summer transfer window, will Athlone have any sort of investment? Because if they don't want to finish bottom of the table, and trust me, you don't want to finish bottom of the First Division, particularly with this National League coming in over the next couple of years. I think it's August of next year maybe, so it'll be for the 2027 League of Ireland season. Teams like Athlone, the likes of Kerry, even Longford to a degree as well, will be looking at that National League saying, fuck, we might actually get relegated. They were defeated once again. Bray with a 1-0 win over Wexford, and UCD and Treaty, which are two sides I've been very impressed with. They played out a 1-1 draw at the UCD Bowl. They're currently occupying that final First Division playoff place. And of course, a bit closer to home for myself, Longford Town with a 0-0 draw against Finn Harps, bouncing back from that defeat to UCD at Bishopsgate last week. And it really is all up in the air in the First Division in a sense, because it's very, very competitive, certainly towards kind of the bottom of the table, and there's a lot of teams there which I really think are buying out for, or fighting it out for, that final playoff place. UCD and Treaty currently on 30 points each that are occupying that final space. Wexford, I thought, had it for the longest time. Certainly the way the season started, I thought Wexford, I was looking at them going, right, they're probably going to fill it up, but they look really, really poor once again. The likes of Finn Harps, UCD have come very, very good as well. Longford Town have picked up the odd win here and there, and I'd be surprised to a degree to see somebody take up or knock UCD or Treaty out of the First Division playoff places. However, it's up in the air. There's a couple of teams there that are kind of vying out for it, and it should be interesting as we head towards the last couple of months of the 2025 First Division League of Ireland season. That's where we're going to wrap it up, lads. Let me know how your team did in the comment section down below this weekend. Let me know what you thought of the video as well. That'd be great. And like I said at the beginning, if you could slap a like on the video, that'd be great. I don't know if I said that at the start, but I'm saying it now. But the main thing is subscribe to the channel if you are new. We're trying to get to 50 subscribers as quick as we can, so we can start streaming and start doing watch-alongs and all that kind of fun stuff, because at the minute YouTube are kind of poopy and they don't want me to stream unless I have 50 subscribers. So if you could subscribe, that'd be just wonderful. Anyway, thank you so much for watching. Let me know what you thought in the comment section down below, and yeah, mind yourself. Take care and peace.